and gentlemen, welcome to the Marvel booth. We will be doing a Q&A of Marvel's Iron Man VR exclusively on the PlayStation VR. Now let me introduce these amazing, amazing individuals. We have Bill Roseman, the VP and Creative Director of Marvel Games. Let's hear it for Bill. Come on, yes. Tim Sang, Art Director of Marvel Games. Let's hear it for Tim. Let's go. Adi Granov, the legendary comic illustrator and costume designer. And of course, Ryan Payton, the creative director of Camouflage. Awesome. Adi, we're going to start with you. Okay. What was it like to design the Impulse armor for this game?
It was very cool.
Where did you draw inspiration from?
Going back to a bit more like a classic look, trying to get a silhouette that is unique for the video game, so it doesn't. Because I worked on a lot of the Iron Man designs for the movies, and it was kind of trying to bring that level of detail, but give it a very unique look, so it's recognizably the Impulse suit. I have this kind of test that when I do something and I kind of like, you have close your eyes, you squint, and if it looks right, when you can only kind of make out the shapes, that it looks right, and if it doesn't, then it needs more work. So it was kind of trying to get that, like, silhouette to look right and stand out and be unique and, like I said, really, really cool. Yeah. So hopefully I've achieved that.
Oh, it's gorgeous. You definitely achieved it. You surpassed.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So, Tim, what is it like to work, and what is your favorite thing about working on this title? Because it's huge.
My favorite thing working on this title is working with Adi Granov. And Ryan Payton.
Oh, yeah, and Ryan.
Not Bill. But no, I think it's about working with Adi, figuring out like the design of the suit. Was an interesting challenge, right? Like I think, like you kind of mentioned it. Like, how do we tap into that like super classic look, like the inspiration, looking at that Demon in a Bottle that Ryan's kind of original concept had in it, right? So looking at the super large arc reactor, right? The simplified faceplate. I think all of that just kind of puts a new spin on the Iron Man design. Outside of that, obviously Iron Man VR flying. Amazing, and I have to say I'm probably the best flyer at the office. Just saying, not bragging or anything.
Yeah, not a brag at all. So Ryan.
Yes, Josh.
You're collaborating with Marvel to bring the ultimate Iron Man experience to VR. What is going through your mind? What does that feel like?
There's a lot of pressure. Obviously, Iron Man is such an amazing classic character that, and it's daunting, but it's also very simple in a way. When you're designing a Iron Man VR experience where this is going to be the ultimate fantasy of being Iron Man, of being Tony Stark in VR, in a lot of ways it designs itself. What would you want? You want to fly around as Iron Man. You use the motion controls, the PlayStation Move controls to fly around like Iron Man. You shoot like Iron Man. You fire your repulsors, or you fire your repulsors like Iron Man. And your headset is like the HUD that you see, in the films and the comics. So in a lot of ways, we didn't have to come up with what's like our original crazy weird take on an Iron Man experience. We want to go classic, but we also want to tell a meaningful and powerful story that's grounded by great gameplay, great flight mechanics, like Tim was saying.
That's awesome. Bill, Josh, you have an amazing talent next to you. You have an amazing game that people can play right now at the Marvel booth right here.
Hands on.
Like, how can you wrap this all up in a beautiful bow?
Here is the truth, people. Let's speak the truth, because we are true believers, right? Right? Here's the truth.
Here's Bill.
We, like you, grew up loving Marvel and loving Iron Man and reading the comics and watching the cartoons and playing the games and watching the film. And now, finally, somehow, knock on wood, we are lucky enough to come together to work on this. And so I want you to know this is by fans, for the fans. We are making this for us, for you, for us to play together. So it is our hope you get to get your hands on it today. And when it comes out, we hope you play it. And when you put on that headset and it feels like you're putting on Iron Man's helmet, and you fly for the first time, and we want everyone to say, I am Iron Man. Thank you for coming, true believers. We love you.
Yes. Awesome, guys. Give it a huge round of applause to the artists and developers for Marvel's Iron Man VR exclusively for the PSVR. If you haven't played it yet, it's right down here, and we'll be playing the game live on this stage for Marvel's Let's Play in just a little bit on this huge screen. What? Enjoy the rest of your Comic-Con!